Okay, your body, head, neck, chest, hips, waist, it's in. Now I'm going to lay my stocking head and the support right here, and because I'm using stretch fabric, it will go into the opening that we left. We're going to cut this out, and notice how I told you when you get ready to take the pattern off that I go ahead and take it off. I sometimes like to keep it on while I'm cutting, so I can see that I'm cutting at the right line. So you can keep it on, or you can take it off. And see how it just perforates right out of there. See your openings and everything. So it comes out really easy. But because I have it there and I can see my dotted line, I'm going to cut here right in the center of that dotted line, so I won't cut too close to my fabric where I did some stitching. You don't want to do that. We know this is the armpit and it's going to be open, so I did that. Then I know this is my neck area, so I'm going to take me and put me some slices in here to help me get around that head. Take that pin out, and I'm going to cut like this all the way around. Yep, all the way around, following that dotted line. That's our opening. Going all the way around. All the way around. And this is your PDF pattern. And I'm going to cut like this because we're going to need to do some little intricate cutting there. Then I knew this was my armpit. So that's why I like to leave my pattern on, so I can stay within the box. But then I tear it off afterwards. So I know that's my armpit. I'm going to turn around on the other side. See the stitching? So here's my guideline. I want to stay away from my stitching. So, and that's less than 3/8. So there, got it cut out. You can cut this down here. Don't need that extra. And I did my stitching in white so you can see it. Now I'm on the side, the other side where the white thread is showing, and you want to be careful and just make your little darts so you can be able to turn that neck. Here I go again, right in here. And be very careful not to go to my stitch line. Very careful not to get to the stitch line. And then I'm going to cut that out so I can turn her neck. Alright. Now, see how I did that? And I didn't get to my line. Now you can turn her over. Now you can tear your paper off. So that's why I say keep your pattern on until you have fully cut her out, because those are your guidelines. And I used, for this fabric, because it's double knit, I used sewing machine needle 9014. I checked my sewing machine manual to make sure that I can use that type for this type of sewing machine, and it says yes. So I was pleased with that. Alright, now we have this good mess here. Let's get it out of our way, because let's cut off all the little pieces. right here, right here. It's time to turn it inside out. I don't nip it unless it's absolutely necessary. So I'm going to flip her inside out. And if I do any nipping, it will be at the neck area to make sure it turned okay. But I'm going to flip her over. And then pull my little armpits out. Yep, there's my armpit. There's that shoulder. Okay. Got my armpit. This is the skin. We have created the head, the neck, the shoulders. Yep. The hips, all in one. And that's why you tape pattern A to pattern B, and then you just straighten it out. Here's her hips. They're coming. Here's her waist. It's coming. Okay, now we use stretch fabric, and look, stretching, stretching, stretching. It is now time to insert here at the head opening that we left and followed the instructions. Our head stocking, neck, back support. We're going to take the long part, and remember I haven't cut it off because I don't know how long I want it, because that's the tube. We're going to start stuffing it down her head. So we're going the long way of the stocking. Reach your hand up in there and start pulling it down towards the hips. And you want to make sure everybody's flat. See how I made sure everybody was flat? That your craft stick is flat. And see, she came out the bottom. Your stocking, the long of it came out the bottom. There it is. Now, we're going to take our stretch fabric and we're going to stretch it over her head. And that's why I said you want to make sure that you're cutting your pattern where the fabric will stretch to cover the head. And it takes a little bit of maneuvering, but don't worry, it'll get in there. Aha, look at that. It's in there. And don't worry about that little pucker back there. Those are some finishing touches. And leave this open right there, because we're going to get our upholstery thread and we're going to sew that open, sew it together actually, and then we'll gather it and we'll make ourselves a ponytail up there, because we're using the extension braids. And they are kind of heavy and they need a little ponytail to help support it. And you pull it down some more if you don't think it's giving you enough, but you do have enough. Your craft stick is flat. Your shoulders are good. Yep, shoulders are good. Your skin is absolutely beautiful. And the stitching is on the side. See, right there? See right there? Yeah, everybody's flat. Now, how much of this do we need? We're going to cut it off right here. Save this part, because guess what? You can make a small doll socket for a smaller doll. Just stitch it up at the top. So I'm going to cut it right there. Yep, that's all I need. Now I'm going to roll the skin up, leaving my stocking foot And I'm now going to take our polyfill and we are going to insert it into the tube of the stocking. Watch this. Just insert it until we get all the way up to what we call the neck area. Remember I told you not to worry about the heel. Don't worry about the heel. That's not important. We're going to pull this back until we get all the way up to that neck area. See where that neck area is? Where we tied that rope on there, or the yarn. You can use yarn or ropes. I like to use the black yarn that I have a big thing of. And I'm just filling this full of polyfill. I'm not overstuffing it, but I'm going to get some in the front, some in the back, some on the side. Don't worry about filling this part in because we're not making butts. We didn't measure it to make a butt, but we just want to fill this until it's good and filled. Don't put it in there. Fold it up like that. There you go. See? I'm getting that tube nice and full. That tube is nice and full, as well as I have it all the way up to the neck. And if you don't think you have it all the way up to the neck, you can take your craft stick and push it up to the neck area if you didn't think you had enough. See how I'm pushing that in? There, that's pushed in. If you didn't think you had enough in the back, you can go through here. Take your craft stick. You don't want that heel, but you want to get up to the neck area. This is good. This is a nice tube sock in there. That's nice in there. We're going to pull her skin. Over that tubes that we created with the stocking foot to create her a very solid neck and back support. And we're going to make sure it's straight, or should I say not crooked in there, flat. And once you put a crooked one in, you'll say, aha, I understand that. Keep it straight there. Keep it there. Okay? There. That has given us a good back, neck, and buttock support. We do not need to add any more to the head because it is nice and full and solid. Now, it is time to build up her shoulders and her waist and her hips. And that is taking your polyfill. You don't know how much you're going to need, but taking it and see the arm opening? Where the shoulder's at? You're just going to stuff that in there. Yep. Stuffing it in there. We're building up her shoulders. See how we're giving her some shoulders? Right there. And take some of it, go down here under her armpit, and go down towards her waist. And we're giving her that support that she needs there. I didn't make her any breasts. We'll talk about that later. Some more on the other side. Remember I talked to you about making sure you stitch the shoulders straight. So you measure those and go back in and tweak because they really show unevenness. So you want to be smart about that. And I'm just opening up that armpit. And I am building up that shoulder, neck, arm, chest, waist area. See how I'm building that up? Oh, you probably say she has such a thick neck, but don't worry about that because you're going to learn how to tweak that. Now, we need to put some around her hips. So we're going to go in from the bottom and we're going to start building up her hips. We are using stretch fabric. And what does stretch fabric do? It stretches out, so you don't want to overstretch it and have her having bow hips. But you want to put it in there where it is creating the hips. See how I'm creating her hips? Right where they should be. Not overstuffing it. And I'm not putting it in the tube. The tube already has what it needs. This is going on top of that, inside of her body. I'm going to go to the back side, give her just a tap more. I've already designated who's my front and my back because right here, that's where she kind of has a little gap. And we're going to take our upholstery needle and kind of give her a neck tuck. But we don't need to do a tummy tuck, nor do we need to do a waist tuck. But we have to probably give her a neck tuck. We'll turn her around because I designated this my back. And I'm going to give her just a little bit more in the buttocks area, not the hip area. Nope, not making her hips bigger, but giving her just enough tush so when she sits down, she'll have a little tush back there. See how I gave her a little tush? See that? I gave her a little tush. Just not a whole lot. All right, we have our skin on. We inserted the stocking head for support. We got some limbs here, some legs and some arms. They will go here. Yep, there's one. Keep a straight pin around. Pin her down. You'll test them out in a minute to see if they're even. See how you might want to fold that in a little bit so that the legs will go in. Or you may have curved too much. If you curve too much, then do this. Line it out right there. Take a pin and put it in the center. Right there. And pin that really good. I take myself a safety pin, a big safety pin, and put there. And that leaves me my two areas. See where my legs will go? Right in there. Yep. See how I did that? For the legs to go in there. The legs will go right in there. These girls are handmade. There's the arms. Got her head. We gave her more back here. So I'll take a pin. And this is my back. That's how I know that's my back.